In this episode, we will speak about searching for an occupation that fits the spiritual goals of our lives. What are the spiritual goals of Emmaus? In case you're wondering, we are not going to speak about religion in this episode. The spiritual aspect is so much more than religion. Let me just take over here for a bit, dear observer. So, what is this spiritual aspect? It's finding meaning in your life. Research has repeatedly linked great health benefits to finding meaning in your life. These benefits include improved mental health, improves our immune system, so our physical health, improved self-worth, and it ultimately gives life a purpose, a coherent story. Our life is a story. Each one of our lives is a story. It's up to us to make it coherent. We need a purpose. I have explained in the video Life Between Heartbeats that good biochemistry happens in the pursuit of a goal. The achievement itself is a tiny point in time, and the rest of it is life. So we constantly need a purpose to live a happy life. Roughly speaking, we need to be in pursuit of something. We need to be a hamster in that wheel to be happy, to have flashes of dopamine in the expectation of a goal materializing. The spiritual aspect is all about a purpose that transcends our self-interest. Why are you alive? What's the purpose of your life? And obviously, when we are in search of a job or a partner, we have a goal, right? We are motivated. We have something to look forward to. I would like to give my own example here real quickly. When I was young and very idealistic, straight out of university, I thought I would save the world, like every one of us. So I was very interested to work in cancer research. I did, and I had a perfect alignment with the mission of the universities I was working in and the institutes, the research and development organizations I worked in. I was working for a cancer research lab. Then later I thought I'd save the planet by working on biofuels, and I worked in R&D in that area. So a DNA test would confirm that we were a total match, some of my jobs and me. But it's not always the case, and when it's not, then it's a little bit harder for us to be motivated to wake up in the morning and go and do something that does not align with the meaning, the general meaning in our lives in a particular point in time. Thank you, dear scientist. Let me have a go at this as well. So, vision, mission, life goals, what is all that? It was this nebulous combination of difficult words for me for a while until it cleared. What is the spiritual aspect of life for a company or for a person individually? It sums up to two things. All the other four aspects are about the past or the present, whereas the spiritual aspect is about the future. It's the only one that talks about the future. Whereas the other four aspects are about the current state of affairs with our health, emotional regulation, our EQ, our IQ, our current financial state, salary, income. The spiritual aspect is not about the present or just the accumulated results of the past. It is about the future, looking into the window of the future. And that's what we need to do when we search for a life partner or a dream job, a dream occupation. So what is this window into the future? Put an equal sign between window into the future and a curve, a growth curve. For example, the curve of our physical state between now and the future, the emotional progress curve, the knowledge to accumulate, the spiritual awakening, basically the progress to look forward to. So the spiritual aspect looks upon the other four aspects of life and upon itself and represents the growth curve. It's not a point in time, it's multiple points in time which make this curve, this line into the future. So When it comes to physical goals, those are pretty obvious. When it comes to ourselves or our future life partner, it's about a healthier body, exercise, more muscle strength. And when it comes to physical goals of a company, it could be moving into a better building, closer headquarters to the city center, better air quality, or maybe worse if we're closer to the city center, maximizing natural lighting, and so on. When it comes to emotional goals and curves and progress, it's about regulating my emotions better, breaking some patterns of behavior like boiling in anger while I'm in traffic. Emotional goals related to the company would be better satisfaction rates of employees, for example. When it comes to the cognitive aspect, what is that curve looking into? It's about learning a new language. It's about learning a new field, reading, 50 books this year, dear mice. For a company, it could be publish 20 scientific papers, or issue 20 patents, or build a better product, upgrade the old one, or build a new product altogether. For the socioeconomic aspect, when it comes to curves, well, it's the boring stuff accountants and analysts show you. It's spreadsheets and curves of growth, returns on investment, number of customers converted, all those metrics. And then the spiritual aspect. What is the mission of this company? And then, is it a company trying to save the planet, cure cancer, reduce carbon emissions by building electric cars priced exorbitantly? And then breaking down those missions, those life goals, into KPIs, and then breaking them down further into actual metrics of those life goals that the company is trying to achieve. However, I think the conservative and the scientist, if they were here, would be quite skeptical about the spiritual mission of a company. A company wants to make money, so all these spiritual goals are secondary. Even if the company starts with a strong, noble mission to begin with, it usually eventually gets diluted for profit. If you really want to work for a mission that you very strongly believe in, if you want to change the world, it's either starting your own company or going for a non-profit organization. Non-profit, the name itself suggests that its primary goal is not profit or money. So the focus is instead fully on the mission. Obviously, we are talking here about the ideal world. Non-profits might have other agendas than their mission. Just look at their expense spreadsheets. So life goals translate into a growth curve. A growth curve for each one of the 5 aspects of our lives: physical, emotional, cognitive, socioeconomic, and spiritual goals. Each one of these life curves goes up and down depending on where we are in our lives. Time, place, and circumstances matter. Sometimes the curve goes up, sometimes it goes down. So the direction changes, and the slope of the curve changes as well. So the speed at which the curve goes up or down also changes. If the speed doesn't match, or the direction of your goals is different than your life partner or the workplace you are in, it's like a railway track with the lines not running parallel anymore. It usually leads to separation. If you are a fast tracker and you want high growth, and you're a good match with your company because the growth of the company is equally high and aggressive, then that's great. If on the other hand the growth of the company is slow, much slower than you, then it's probably a match for you only for a short time. So the spiritual aspect seems to be the most important and yet unclear for most people, so they don't even pay attention to it. Yet being the most abstract one, it is the most important at the same time, I think, because it talks about your progression in the future, the speed at which you want to move and towards which goals, speed and direction. So if you want to picture it, the other 4 aspects are about this point in time, whereas The spiritual aspect is about speed and direction, moving into the future. Future is most important when it comes to choosing a job or a life partner, as it is all bound to happen in the future. Duh. So we might as well measure it a bit. Choosing a life partner, job, or becoming an entrepreneur, it's an investment in the future. It is a guess, a wild guess. Make the guess as non-wild as you can, DMIs, by discussing with your candidate the spiritual aspect, mission, vision, life goals, whether it's a potential life partner or a potential work opportunity.